What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 13. Final look.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to go over each position and break down a couple of my favorite players for this NFL DFS Week 13 main slate. And if you stay to the very end after all my picks and after I show you the Draft Dashboard tools, I'll give you my super secret sleeper pick that no one's talking about. Okay, in this final look video, I'm going to rattle off the names of each player I like at each position, and then I'll go over my favorite player at that position. So NFL Week 13, we're looking at the quarterback position. I like Patrick Mahomes, Sam Darnold, Carson Wentz, and Nick Foles. And the player I like the most, it's Nick Foles from the Jacksonville Jaguars playing the Tampa Bay Bucks, who have the third worst defense overall, and they give up the second most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Nick Foles has averaged 13.6 fantasy points per game in the season. He scored 15 and 19 fantasy points in his last two games. He also got 3 rush attempts last game. He's going to be about 8% owned, projected at 18.1 fantasy points here in Week 13. He's $5,700 DraftKings salary and $1,800 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 47.5 points scored in this game. They have the Jaguars trailing by 2.5, so they could fall behind. Nick Foles has been throwing a ton of passes each game. This is a home game, a fantastic matchup, so I like Nick Foles here versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. Okay, everyone, it's time to announce the winner of our $100 weekly comment contest. And the winner is Richard Janis. Richard Janis, congratulations. You are the winner of this week's $100 comment contest. Please reply to our comment to collect your prize. Thank you so much, everyone who's participating in this contest. Keep liking, keep subscribing, and if you haven't won yet, don't worry, because next week, it could be you!
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And then we'll send you $100 PayPal.
So it's that easy?
And we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video.
So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, my NFL Week 13 running backs are going to be Leonard Fournette, Le'Veon Bell, Phillip Lindsay, and Saquon Barkley. Now, out of those 4 running backs, my favorite running back here in Week 13 is Leonard Fournette from the Jacksonville Jaguars playing the Tampa Bay Bucks, who have the third worst defense overall, and although they've been pretty good against opposing running backs, Leonard Fournette has averaged 19.7 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 18.7 rush attempts per game and 6.4 pass targets per game. He scored 37 fantasy points last week off of 24 rush attempts and 12 pass targets. So he's getting a ton of pass targets, so you can stack him as a pass catcher with Nick Foles. So don't be scared to do that. Leonard Fournette's going to be about 24% owned. He's on the field for 88% of the snaps, projected at 18.9 fantasy points here in Week 13. He's $7,500 DraftKings salary and $100 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 47.5 points scored in this game, so a high-scoring game. And we know they got the Jaguars trailing by 2.5. We know it's a home game and a great matchup, so I like Leonard Fournette here versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. Okay, guys, if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that red subscribe button. We put out new fantasy football videos every day. So if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification, you won't miss out on any of our new fantasy football videos. Tons of free stuff coming your way. It only takes a second, and it helps us push out more fantasy football content for you guys to consume each and every day. It's because of you subscribers that make this possible. So thank you for supporting this channel. Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver position. My NFL Week 13 top wide receivers this week is going to be Cooper Kupp, Davante Adams, Mike Evans, DJ Chark, Jarvis Landry, Terry McLaurin, Tyler Boyd, and Robert Woods. So out of those players, my favorite play this week is Davante Adams from the Green Bay Packers playing the New York Giants, who have the 6th worst defense overall, and they give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Davante Adams has averaged 17.3 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 19 fantasy points last week off of 12 pass targets. He's averaging right around 10 pass targets per game on the season. He's going to be about 31% owned on the field for 83% of the snaps, projected at 18.7 fantasy points here in Week 13. He's 7,000 DraftKings salary and 1,000 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 45 points scored in this game, and they have the Packers favored by 6.5. So this is a fantastic matchup for a guy that's getting a ton of pass targets. His price is just too low, so I like Davante Adams here versus the New York Giants.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL, and you can try the tools for NBA. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, moving on to the tight end position. My NFL Week 13 tight ends are going to be Travis Kelce, Zach Ertz, Hunter Henry, Darren Waller, Greg Olsen, and George Kittle. Now, out of those guys, actually I haven't even mentioned him yet. The guy I like the best for NFL Week 13, and this is a salary play. It's Jack Doyle from the Indianapolis Colts playing the Tennessee Titans, who have the 14th worst defense overall and give up the 8th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. Jack Doyle has averaged 7.1 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 3.8 pass targets per game. Now that doesn't sound like a lot of pass targets, but you got to keep in mind that Eric Ebron is going to miss this game, so Jack Doyle should scoop up those targets. So I'm expecting more volume from Jack Doyle this week. He's going to be about 15% owned on the field for 70% of the snaps, projected at 10.2 fantasy points here in Week 13. He's only 3,300 DraftKings salary and 1,700 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 43 points scored in this game, and they have the Indianapolis Colts favored by 2. So this is a home game, a great matchup. He should get more work this week. So I like Jack Doyle here versus the Tennessee Titans.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. You've unlocked the bonus content.
Okay, my super secret sleeper pick for NFL Week 13 is Auden Tate from the Cincinnati Bengals playing the New York Jets, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they give up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Auden Tate has averaged
8.9 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 6.9 pass targets per game. He's coming off of a bad game, only 2 fantasy points off of 3 pass targets last week, but he scored 10 and 7 fantasy points in the 2 games before that, with 6 targets in each of those games. He's only going to be about 2% owned, on the field for 94% of the snaps, projected at 10.3 fantasy points here in week 13. He's $3,800 DraftKings salary and $1,400 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 42 points scored in this game, and they have the Bengals trailing by 3. So this is a home game, a great matchup. We've seen 14-point upside from Auden Tate in the past. I think this guy breaks out this week, so I like Auden Tate here versus the New York Jets.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NFL slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.
Do you want more fantasy football picks?
Check out the video linked right in the middle of the screen.
If you got any value from this video, please tap that subscribe button before you get out of here and ring that bell notification so you won't miss our daily fantasy football uploads. We're putting out new videos every day, so I don't want you guys to miss any of our free content.